Y'all already know what it is. What it is and what it's always gonna be. Now, tonight, as we continue what it is that we've been doing, we're continuing building. Now, I think what I've been realizing is how important these episodes have been to the craft of what we're doing. So, we went through a lot. Last night we went through the test, and the test was big because, that was the first fight. So now we ready to build. We moving from dating, merging. We're vibing tonight to the ultimate partnership anthem. Kim's Share My Life. This is where you hand over the keys to your world, right? We're talking about sharing finances, sharing fears, feelings, and why trust is the only thing that makes all this whole. I need everybody, when you listen to this, what is the one thing you are most afraid of to share with a partner? Is it money? Is it passwords? Your past? What is it? Let's talk about it tonight, though. Because I feel like when you start moving in a way to where you're moving towards something bigger, this is where everything changes. Everything changes, and now you run around people who excite you, who light you up, who brings you a sense of comfort, a sense of joy, a sense of peace that you just want to have around. You just want them around. You don't never you run into a foundation that, and you take it day by day. Now, so being that as it may, and you moving at a different pace. A man said, "You're my weakness. You changed my world." That isn't a bad thing, right? Your partner should be the one person who can disarm you. You go through everything in life. You're going through the craziest things in the world. You're going through a lot of things, a lot of moments, a lot of vulnerability, a lot of issues that you don't really even understand the full extent of. So when you tell somebody that your partner should be the one who disarms you, I know sometimes that is hard, and I'll tell you why that's hard. Because sometimes when you're ready to let someone in, you might not necessarily be the best person to let in. If you have to keep your armor on at home, you aren't home, you at war. You know, surrendering your defense is the first step of building. Okay? Lay your weapons down. Talk about it. Figure it out. You changed my world. This is an integration. They didn't just visit your world. They just didn't come pass through. They altered the landscape of your world. You have to make space for their influence, because that is what relationships do. If you don't influence me to be better, or we're not moving towards better, I don't want you. Your life looks exactly the same as it did when you were single. You haven't shared it yet. Okay? Share my life. Not just in the bed, not just the weekends, not just overnights. Share my life is my life. That includes the boring parts, the bills, the doctor's appointments, the family drama. True intimacy is found through it all. Not just, when everything is going good. A lot of times people can love you when it's all good. Trust in me is what he said. This is a command, not a question. You have to be trustworthy to demand trust, though. Okay? Question is, have you proven you can handle their secrets? Have you proven you can handle their money? Trust is the currency of the build. You don't build without trust. I don't care what they tell you on TV and what they tell you in the movies, but some bad have to happen, and all of a sudden the couple gets back together and they so in love. Nah, trust starts when you open that door. It starts when you open that door and you move in that way. I think sometimes you all I want, everything that I need. All I want and everything I need. You need a partner who covers both bases, your wants and your needs. Okay? This is definitely they should be your desire and your stability. You need stability. You want a desire. So it's a twofold place. If they are fun but unstable, you can't build off of that. Everybody want to have fun. Everybody want to enjoy shit. But if they fun and unstable, you can't build off of that. And that's perfectly fine. I get it. If that's what you're looking for and you're looking to have fun and you're looking to do all that, that's cool. But if you're unstable, it will never go far. Okay? If they are stable but boring, you won't stay. So I think you gotta have a balance of both. All I want, right? The roster is deleted. All right, in the build stage, your initial focus is essential. You cannot build two houses at once. You can't have one foot out here in the street and one foot at home. It'll never work. You got to pour all your concrete into one foundation. That's it. One foundation, one movement. You have to move generally in spirit. You gotta move together. Like, you really gotta move together. You can't move just to be moving. Like, you gotta move together. You gotta move at one pace. I know a lot of times it's hard, especially when you've been moving by yourself all this time. Okay, and it's hard to sit here and let somebody else come run in and take over. That shit is extremely hard. I think when he says, my sun sets anywhere that you are, right? Home is a person, not a place. This is the mindset shift. This is where you stop planning your life around your house, your apartment, your studio, wherever you at, you know what I'm saying? And you start planning around your partner. You know, the compass now points to them. That's your North Star right there. And again, it's definitely a different feel, but that's your North Star right there. The compass is pointing to them. If your sun sets where they are, right, you have to be willing to move. Are you willing to relocate? Are you willing to adjust your career? Sharing a life means compromising your individual map for a shared journey. And I know again, it's scary, you know, allowing somebody into your life, especially like I said, when you're so used to being by yourself. My man said, your love is a river and it's running right through me, right? He can't compartmentalize that anymore. Okay? Their mood affects your mood. Their wins are your wins. You are now a connected ecosystem. If you try to block their flow, you create a dam that will eventually burst. So the beauty of that is y'all are together, y'all building, y'all growing, y'all pushing for something dope and unique. But the beauty of it is y'all doing it together. Okay? Rivers are fluid. You need fluid communication. If y'all ain't on the same page, and here's the thing too, right? Because we talked about it. Sometimes communication ain't what you want it to be. All right. Sometimes it ain't what you want it to be. All right, but you operate under a communication of no secrets. Here's my credit score. Here's my trauma. Here's my dreams. Here are my goals. You know, you cannot build a skyscraper on a secret. So you have to be willing to open up full access. You have to be willing, you know what I'm saying? When he said, baby, it's yours. This is the scariest part. Financial transparency. You don't have to merge bank accounts on day one. No, not saying that. But you do have to merge financial goals. What are we doing? If you hiding debt, you are definitely hiding termite infestation on the foundation. And remember what I said, the foundation has to be strong in order for y'all to build skyscraper on it. You can't build it on sand and expect it not to sink in the bigger that it gets. So you got to build it on solid concrete. You got to put it all in the foundation. All right. When he says here in my soul, this is deeper than money. He genuinely feels that shit. Like emotionally, he feels that shit. You know, he pushing for something great. And great isn't always your way, your goals, your plans. Nah. Sometimes, because you got to remember, it's two people in this equation. So you got to ask them, what are their goals and what are they, you know, they might be good at something that you might normally have a hard time with, but you wouldn't want to realize that because you're too full of just worrying about what you want. It doesn't work like that. All right, men, you got to tell her what you are scared of. Women, y'all got to start telling these men what hurts you so they'll know. When you give access to the soul, that is a unbreakable bond. You know what I'm saying? He said, I'll never deceive you. All right. So integrity is the roof over your head. One lie leaks the roof. To build in this level, on this stage, it requires radical honesty. Like honesty, even when you honest, you being even more honest because that's what it requires. Even if the truth hurts, it protects the structures. Lies will definitely rot the wood. Okay? You have to believe in your partner's vision. All right? If they say they're going to start a business, do you believe them? Your build is the belief for the fuel for the engine. Be their first investor. Like y'all investing in each other, y'all building in each other, y'all moving with each other. And that's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of it. Okay. Sharing a life just ain't about losing your independence. Okay, it's about gaining teammate. You build faster, stronger, and higher when you can stop working in a silo and start working a syndicate. That means you're working solo, and now you're working in a group, partnership. One move, we all move. I understand that when you fall in love with someone, you move. I think sometimes when you it's scary. I'm gonna explain this, right? One of the things that I've learned is that love is it's a tricky thing sometimes. You want to move in ways that love guides you. Sometimes love can guide you in the most craziest journeys, and you never see it coming. You know what I'm saying? Some of the stories that I hear when people be like, you know what, he or she wasn't even my type. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't even my type. They wasn't even what I wanted. Blah, blah, blah. It just happened. Boom. The way that they treated me, the way that they talked to me, the way that I felt around them, it just felt right. It was just natural. You hear these stories and you be like, yeah, that is what I like to hear. Everybody loves a feel-good story. Everybody loves something that just makes them feel good. And no, nobody, listen, I've never been in a situation where I can tell somebody how to love or how to move or anything like that. But I think we all want to experience love. Will we? I don't know. Can we? We should. I think when you experience love, is like I said, it isn't something to take for granted, because people that feel like, oh, I can find love no matter who I'm with. No. Stop thinking like that. Stop thinking like that. Because I'm going to tell you right now, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. Like, just because you found love with the first 5 or 6 people that you've been with, cool. It doesn't mean that that's everybody's agenda. Everybody don't have that same intention. And you look at people and they be like, yo, I'm good. They be like, yo, I'm good. I don't like this job, so I can go find another job. Okay, cool. Great. You probably can find another job. Absolutely. I wouldn't put it, because listen, I was one of them dudes too. Felt like, all right, cool. I found a job. I could find another job. Cool. So until you start running out of jobs, now, because you've had them all. You've done them all. You've been them all. You've had them. You start, so the jobs become less. The job market ain't as full as it was in the beginning, because at one point you had the job that you wanted. You had the build, you had the trust, you had the grind, you loved it. And then let's say you lost that job. Now you are looking for that job in every job that you come around. So it's good that when you find that one job or a person, in this case, you hold on to it. You hold on to it. Okay? My man said, you my joy, not my stress, not my headache, my joy. You have to audit the energy. You have to audit the energy. Okay, is this person your battery or your bill? Okay, if they don't bring you joy, then why are you giving them keys to your world? Okay, why? Explain that to me. Why? You know what I'm saying? They don't bring you joy. They don't bring you happiness. Why? Belonging implies safety. When someone or something belongs to you, you protect it. You have to ask, do I feel safe enough to let them in this space? If you are still guarding your heart, you're not ready to share your life. Kim didn't just think of it. He sat down and wrote this song. Love requires labor. You know? You don't have to you have to stop assuming that they know you want them. You got to tell them. You have to sit down and articulate your need. I need you in my world is a powerful admission. That's powerful. You know what I'm saying? Silence is not building material. I can't read your mind and tell you that you want me. I just can't. You have to come off. You have to show me. You have to tell me. You know, and then we go from there. Men are taught not to need anyone. Okay? Kim breaks that I need you. Admitting need is not a weakness. Okay? It is interdependence. You are saying I can't live without you. I can, but I don't want to. Okay? So I think it's like I said, some things you gotta just know how to pull. I really mean it. I'll give you what you want. We say things we don't mean all the time, but in this stage, your word must be iron. All right? If you say I'll give you what you want, you better have the resources to deliver. Don't write checks that you cannot cash, because there will come a time that a person that you are with will come to deliver off of that promise. Okay, I'll give you what you want. This isn't about buying love. Okay, it's about fulfilling needs. Do you even know what they want? Have you asked? The bill requires you to be a student of their desires and vice versa. You can't give what you haven't identified. Straight up. You can't sit here and tell somebody, oh man, I'm giving you everything that you want. And I got you and this and that, and you ain't at the halfway mark. Figure it out. January 10th. I'll explain all this later live. It is going to be one of them. It's gonna be a party. All right. I think a lot of times people don't realize how talented you are until you're actually talented enough to grind. You know what I'm saying? I don't think people understand who you are until they see who you are. And if they don't see who you are, then I'm gonna tell you the honest to God truth. You're in the wrong circle. You're in the wrong crowd. If whoever that you with don't see you, you're in the wrong crowd. All right? And I'm just gonna be 100% honest with you. You're in the wrong crowd. They don't support you. They don't believe in you. And you need to stop wasting your time. Plain and simple. You ain't building that way. You ain't building with them and they ain't building with you. A lot of times people just sit around and they just pocket watch. They just watching you. They just watching you to see what you're doing and just to make sure that you ain't doing better than them. That's what I learned about relationships and friendships and all of that. So when I started putting together to do this show, I already had it in my mind, like either you gonna rock with it or you not. And if you don't rock with it, then that's cool. Don't worry about it. I I ain't gonna beg you. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I'm gonna move the way that I'm intended to move. So January 10th, when we do this show, when we do this live podcast, I think people are gonna understand that this dude right here is a beast. All right, that's just what it is. And the difference, I was having this conversation with my bro the other day, and the difference between us and the mainstream people, the Charlemagnes and all them, is because they got more money than us. I don't think the Charlemagnes of the world and the Noriers and all them, I really don't think they better at what we do. I think they just have more money, and they have the machine behind them. But I think that what it is, and we talked about this, the machine doesn't dictate who we are. We let them, but the machine doesn't dictate how great you are. Only you can determine how great you are. And a lot of times we'll let them tell us, and he was telling me, we'll let them tell us what to eat, what's hot, what's good, what's you know what I'm saying? And we'll sit there and we'll allow that shit. I ain't allowing nobody to tell me I'm hot. I already know I am. I came out the womb hot. Straight up. I already knew what I was going to do. And January 10th, live. I'll explain all this later live. I promise you, what we're going to do, you're going to want to come back again and again and again. Tickets are on sale right now. I'll explain all this live. Eventbrite.com. Ain't shit but $20. Y'all got $20. Come on, man. But look, I appreciate y'all. And we're going to move the way that we move. Y'all already know what it is. I'm out.